Hi, this is Debbie Donovan from Londonderry, New Hampshire. This is Being Happy Stamping with Debbie. Today we're going to be doing stamping with the Mormon Toasty set featuring the little polar bear and the cards. We're going to do 2 cards today and a shaker card and a fancy fold card. And then I'll show you 4 more samples that you should like. So let's get started. I don't know how many people are going to be joining me, but I keep the Facebook up. I keep my Facebook Lives on my Facebook page. I share them to my Be Happy page, Be Happy Cards and Crafts. And I also share them to our YouTube page, which is Be Happy Cards and Crafts. So, as in BEE, the bee. And I told you last week all about the bee story. So, if you didn't hear it, we just like bees. So, we're bees, BEE. I'm going to turn you down, so hopefully you won't get dizzy. I know the camera's bouncing a little right now. So let me get that down and adjust it. Seems a little far back. Now I can do that. Okay, the first card we're going to make is called the gatefold card. And this is the finished one, what it looks like. And you don't always need to have a ribbon. I just like ribbons. My best friend Sarah, she doesn't like ribbons because it's hard for her to tie bows. But right now it's hard for me to untie this bow. And you just open it up and there's your saying. So I think it's a pretty card to have. And all the cards today feature the Snowflake Splendor Suite. That's what I used. All my DSP, all my paper is from the Snow Splendor Suite. And one of the cards has the embossing from it. So first what you need to do is put that card away. Is you need to have I do a lot of my prepping ahead of time because it's easy for me right now, where I'm just learning to do the lives. So right now you need to have an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, and you're going to score it at 2 1/8, and then turn it around and score it again at 2 1/8. So, and then you're going to take your bone folder and you're just going to burnish the sides. I call it burnishing because another stamper called it that, and sorry about my phone. Hopefully the answer machine is quiet. I don't know how to turn it off. So then you have your 2 flaps. It'll overlap just a little. Mine does. I can see I didn't line it up all the way on this one. Let me just push it down a little bit. It's supposed to meet in the middle, but the measurement is so finite that it's really hard to get it to be perfect for meeting in the middle, because it's kind of like a 1/16 on one side and an 1/8 on the other side. And then you're going to need 2 pieces of the Let me see if I can shut the phone off here because it's bugging me.
There will now be
Yeah. Sorry about that. You're going to need 2 pieces of snowflakes, but DSP cut at 1 7/8 and 5 1/4. And it's this side that we're using. I had a problem with one of my things, so I'm using my giant ATG gun right now to I do have more of the Stampin' Seals coming, but for some reason when I put the replacement in, it seems like it was backwards, and I couldn't get it to roll right. So I decided, well, my order's coming tomorrow and it has some in there. So today I'll just go ahead and use this one. You just center those on there. And I like to take my bone folder because I have carpal tunnel and arthritis, so it's hard to keep, you know, my hands working good. And then you're going to cut out 2 circles. You're going to cut out in a scalloped oval that measures 3.5 and by 2.5, and then a smooth oval, which I punched the polar bear out first. I mean, I stamped polar bear first. Sorry about that. And then I cut him out on, and he's 2 3/8 by 3 3/8, which basically is the next size down. And here you can see how the blends, the Stampin' Blends will bleed through your paper. So you always have to do them on another surface. So this one, he's flat. And you just center him on there. And then I used regular markers to color the stripes on his. I used 2, the pink and the blue. I mean the lilac and the blue. Highland Heather and the balmy blue. And then I outlined him with the Stampin' Blend. And I really didn't like how it came out. This was the first card I did, and I didn't think it was worth doing it on the rest of the cards. And next you're gonna do no, before you forget, you want to put a little bit of I'm used to saying snail. Put a little bit of your Stampin' Seal so that you can put down your ribbon right there, because that's going to go right on him. And then you're going to look at him. You're going to place him where you want him. And I could put my ribbon down a little bit. I like him kind of skating flat for this card. So then I'm going to take and hold it, and with the pencil I'm just going to make a couple little marks so I know how far to go with the dimensionals. And I just love this bear. He is the cutest thing. I've been having so much fun working with him and all his little friends. And I fussy cut him. There's no dies for this set, but didn't bother me. I just sat there, and he's really easy to fussy cut. The little mice are a little harder to fussy cut that come in the set. There's a lot of, I'm using a lot of dimensionals. You can see that. And then I just put a couple on this side. But you don't take the paper off this side because this is just to keep it level. And then you just peel them off. Cut my fingernails the other day, so it's a little difficult right now. But hopefully you can see I'm peeling. I love dimensionals. I'm so happy they didn't change these. The Stampin' Seal is really nice. It is so smooth. It's a lot nicer than the snail. It's just that one I think was bad batch. A bad batch of them. We all have our bad things. Or it could be user error. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. So here's the bear. Here's what he looks like so far. And then you're going to take your ribbon. And believe it or not, this is mint macaron sheer ribbon from our annual catalog. But it looks blue when you're doing it on here. And then you're going to put some, how did I attach that second ribbon? Yes. You're going to put a little bit of Stampin' Seal right at the beginning here. And you want the ribbon to stamp, but you don't want this to stick to you, so you just rub off. If you rub towards the ribbon, the Stampin' Seal will come right off. You just push it right into the ribbon. So then the other piece you're going to need is, I cheated a little bit. We do have dies that cut these out, but there was also punches, and I used the punches, which I stamped it ahead of time as well on the other side. I think it says, yeah, here's to a cool Yule. So you can just use, if you have this punches, they are Stampin' Up! Punches. And I keep my punches, but like I said, we do have the small pieces, same small pieces in the, I like to use a lot of dimensionals, because if it's going through the mail, it can get smushed right there. So you want to make sure that your card goes to your recipient, gets there all nice as you made it for them. And you take the little paper pieces off, and you're going to just put that on just this one side. And then I already, this is back because I made it wrong. That's why there's two sides. It was a little crooked. The other side is still a little crooked, but that's okay. You're going to just, it says warm and toasty wishes to you, and then I added some snowflakes that come with the set. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing this upside down so that you guys can see it. I have an Android phone, and I haven't figured out how to make it turn yet. So, even though I should have used a Stamparatus to make it so that it's a better it would have been straight if I used the Stamparatus. And if you do, if you're making a whole lot of these, I suggest using your Stamparatus because that tool is great. If nobody knows what the Stamparatus is, it holds your stamp in place, and you just can stamp card by card by card just by flipping it over on a little board. So you just tie your bow. Make it how you like it. I'm not used to working upside down. So there's a pretty bow. Let's get some scissors. I always cut my bows on an angle so they don't fray as much. There's not much you can do with a sheer ribbon, which is, this is an organza ribbon or organdy, so it will fray. And then to finish him off, I used adhesive backed snowflakes, which are on page 29 of the catalog, and there's two different colors. One is white and one is more of an iridescent. And again, this is my old tool. It's a little thinner than the take your pick tool, which I do use that as well. I just grabbed this one this morning because I tend to not like it better, but I use it often because I'm used to using it. But I do love the take your pick tool. For rhinestones, it's really good to I use it a lot on the see how many we got? 4. You always want to put an odd number. I learned that as a seamstress. Odd numbers are pleasing to the eye, whether you're decorating. If you ever notice, your coats will have 3 buttons, or a vest or shirt, 3 buttons or 5 buttons. So there's this one card. So I hope you like that one. Now, next we're going to make a shaker card. This was shown on stage, if you did on stage, and I hope you can see it. It's so adorable. It's hard to see with the lights, I know, but we really liked it, and the method was amazing because I didn't used to like to make shaker cards because they used to stick to everything. And I lost my little piece that went with it, so let me just grab this here. Okay, sorry about that. I needed a bag. It doesn't matter what size bag you use. Again, this is 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper, scored at 4 1/4, and this is Pacific Point. This other card was Balmy Blue and Highland Heather. And this one you're gonna fold in the middle and just burnish like most cards we do. You can either have it vertical or horizontal. I made this one horizontal. And then your DSP you're going to want is 5 1/4 by 4. I have a cheat sheet for all my downlines. I give it to them when they join, so because I pretty much have all those measurements in my head now from doing it so long. But I did glue on the little pieces last night because, and I wanted the glue to dry. So I just used the multi-purpose Tombow gun glue. So here's our little teddy bear. Again, everything else, all the teddy bears except for that first one, uses just the regular Stampin' Right markers, which you can buy you buy them in a color set, like the subtles, the regals, the neutrals, and the brights, and the neon colors. So I usually have them all. And I pinked up his cheeks a little bit, and his little son or daughter. And this little piece of ice came from another stamp set called Freezing Fun, which I did use in another part, it's right here. And this one does have dies, but instead of taking out the die cutting machine, I just used I just fussy cut it because I was fussy cutting everything else. So, and then I just took the Pacific Point marker and made the string and I did a little loop in it. So you're going to use a clear envelope, a clear bag. These are cello bags, so you want to use a cello bag. This one's a little bit big. It doesn't really matter. And you're going to put him in there, which I just love this method. I can't tell you how much I love this method. And then I'm going to take and use my bone folder to just burnish it. And then you're going to take some tape. And you're just going to tape it down. So this card looks hard, but it's really easy. I'm adding a lot of tape. And I'm also going to cut part of the bag off because, like I said, it's really too big. But make sure you have it nice and tight so that it fits nice and tight there. Now, you're going to take some little, what do they call them? Snowflake sequins. They're little tiny sequins. And I made sure I had quite a lot in here because I have about 4 of these. So I'm going to take and just put the whole amount right in there. But you can do this with any card, a birthday card, a New Year's card, anniversary card, and they're not going to come out. So, and you're just going to push them down. And then what I do is I cut a little corner right there on just the one layer. So I can cut it off. If you can see, it's hard because it's clear. But I want my bag to fold nicely so that it takes away some of the bulk of the bag. And you're going to just fold the bag over, again, tight, push down so it lets out the air. Tape it again, lots of tape. Couldn't find my tape yesterday. My daughter was wrapping Christmas gifts, so I was using packing tape on it, which also works very well. Now this is called tear and tape. We carry this, and it's actually the strongest adhesive you can use next to the glue for anything. That you make. So you're going to want to put it on this all the way around the edges. So, yeah. But on stage is our convention, and because of COVID, we had it at home, so it was virtual wool. And they used an ice cream set and put glitter in it. It'd be good for birthdays with some confetti. An anniversary, like I said. You could do it, it'd be a really nice beach scene if you had, a couple of years ago we had a really nice beach set that had some beads. So you could put some beads. I'll just do that when I peel it off. Trying to stay in focus here with you. Let me use the smaller scissors. Just so you know, these are not my ribbon cutting scissors that I will not let anybody use. I have a ribbon on them. They're sharp enough. They're the snips that I use. They are from Stampin' Up! That I used for fussy cutting. So they work wonderful. They're really sharp. And I'm not sure on the price on them now, but they were $10, which is not bad for a pair of scissors. Like I said, being a seamstress, I've paid a lot of money for scissors. And I used to get so mad if anybody got in my sewing room and used my scissors. You'd chase them out, saying, you cannot use those scissors for cutting paper. Those are my fabric scissors. Use something else. When a pair of scissors got dull, I would let them go ahead and use it. So I put a strip down the middle. They didn't. I don't remember if they did or not, but for me, it holds the middle down too. I'm one of those people that likes to use a lot of adhesives and different things, and I also lose my pieces. Some little, aha. I lost my, this is the easiest way to get the backing off. Is to use your take your pick tool. That's what I'll call this little guy. Because you can't get this little one anymore. And like I said, I do use my take a pick tool. It just, I happen to grab this one. I'm cleaning my craft room or reorganizing my craft room. So everything's piled on the tables, and that's why I'm filming in the living room and not in the craft room right now. One of these days we'll move into the craft room. Hopefully in the new year. I started decluttering that craft room and got a lot of the decluttering done. So that part makes me happy, because I do have bags that still need to go to a couple friends that can go through it. I was going to send it to our scrapbooking group that we belong to. But we haven't had it because COVID's just taken over everything. And same thing, this little gem here, this little snowflake embellishment, you can no longer get. But I'm sure you could get one at one of the craft stores. It was just part of my stash that I had. It was in our catalog a couple years ago. And I'm like, oh, I think he would really look good on that card. I really want to use it. So I said, why not? Got to use up my old stuff. So make sure I'm opening the card the right way. I do have a friend that happens to make cards, and we'll get her cards backwards sometimes. We like to laugh a lot. We have so much fun together. I just love crafting with her. She's my best friend anyway, so I love doing anything with her. And she knows when I'm sad, and it's kind of like the Santa Claus song, you know. He knows when you're pouting, and she'll say, I'm calling you. And she gets me right out of my moods. So I love her. I tell her God sent her to me. He knew that I needed her. And her and her husband open their house in the summer. They live on a lake, and they open their house to us in the summertime so that we can go on vacation there a couple times during the summer. Me and my daughter. And my daughter now calls her second mommy. Or her other mommy. But my daughter is in her 30s. So it's just funny. Her and her Megan and Sarah's daughter both get along very well. So I wish they lived closer. They went and moved an hour away. But we enjoy the lake, so I don't wish that they didn't live there. I wish the lake was here. So I don't want to move, and they don't want to move, and I don't want them to move off the lake, because like I said, we get to really enjoy it in the summertime, and here I am making snow cards talking about summer. But we have so much fun. I have a video I'm going to be sending into America's Funniest Video of Sarah trying to get on her float. She flipped right over. She did it the day before, so I told Megan to videotape her because Sarah thought she'd be able to do it herself. Didn't want any help, and over she went. It's hilarious. We posted it online, and everybody kept saying, you got to send this to America's Funniest Videos, so we decided that's what we'll do. I don't like how this snowflake is going to hang on here, so I'm going to take it off before I do my knot. This ribbon that I'm using is from the Snowflake Splendor set as well. The gold ribbon is in the book. It comes with the green wide ribbon. I forgot. I buy all the ribbons. So I forgot what the name of the ribbon is. But this iridescent ribbon is also part of the Snowflake Splendor set suite. So I'm just going to go and tie it. In a knot. Maybe now I'll bring it through. Hope you can see what I'm doing. My hands are all right there. I'm just tying a knot, but I'm sliding it through the little gold piece so that it keeps the snowflake where the knot is. Now I lost my other piece here. So is everybody ready for Christmas? I know it's going to be a strange Christmas for most people. I plan on doing FaceTiming with my daughter when her and the kids open their gift. I'm going to just drive over and drop her gifts off, and my older grandchildren, I'm mailing them cards with money in it, and then Sarah, I'd like to FaceTime her when we open our gifts together, because we always do gifts. So I think that'll make it a little bit more normal, and it'll be fun. And these cards that I'm making today, I'm actually going to use for sending cards. So I haven't sent my cards yet. My cat is, I have 3 cats. My granddaughter just got 2 kittens last night. I haven't seen them yet, just a picture of the cat box, but there you go. That's all you have to do. I forgot to cut the white piece for the saying, but I did do on the card, one of my downlines always puts something on the front of the card. So I stamped a little teddy bear. You can color him if you want. So now I have some other cards I'd like to show you that I made. Let's clear this off a little bit. Here's one. My favorite colors are purple and blue, so this paper was made just for me. That's what I told my daughter said last night. She's like, well, over the weekend I've been making the card. She goes, That paper was just made for you, Mom. But here's the little bunnies, and I believe they come in the yep, they're from the Warm and Toasty set as well. Showing you upside down. Nope, showing you this way so you can see it. They're at the top singing, and I knew I wanted to use them somewhere. I just didn't know where. And all I did was, I don't have the measurements with me right now, but I cut the card, just the regular card, cut it down. Then I cut another a piece that these guys would fit on. And they're up on dimensionals. And then again, I used 2 punches. And I put "we," and then these are the blue gems from the snowflake set. What are they called? The blue adhesive back gems. They come in 2 colors, the darker blue and the lighter blue. So I used the lighter blue here. And I know there's only 2, but they're more like buttons when you do this, or like brackets holding up a sign. And then on the inside, I cut the piece exactly, the white piece exactly the same. And it says, "Life's better when we're having fun together." And then I took a piece of the DSP and put it across the top just to make it look better. So there's one card. This card, this is vellum. And I took the snowflakes and I just took them and I embellished them. I embossed them with the iridescent embossing powder. I just put snowflakes all over the paper because I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I really liked the snowflake pattern, and the embossing powder is just the iridescent, and you have to be careful. But as you can see, this is a nice straight piece of vellum. It's not very crooked at all. So I just took it and I put it on a Coastal Cabana card with the teddy. I'm calling him a teddy bear now. With the polar bear. And again, I put them on dimensionals, and I like to use I can't think of the name of the word. Just a second covering for him, and I did a little banner for the just to make it look different. But all it has is the just the vellum, and it sparkles. I love sparkles. And then inside I put "Warm and Toasty wishes to you" and the little bear. And this one here, is called a bridge card because it has a little bridge going across it. See, you can see it stands up. And so it's a little scene. And I took the Wink Costello we sell, and I colored in the little seal. The seal comes from the Freezin' Fun, and the snowballs come from the Freezin' Fun and the trees. And so I colored the seal with the Wink Costello, and then the snowballs, and just the white on the trees. And the little deer is from the Warm and Toasty stamp set, and he's on dimensionals. This tree is on dimensionals. All across the front is on dimensionals. This does not stick down to the card because, believe it or not, oh, and here's some gems right here. There's a lot of gems on here because I put a gem on the top of each card so that sparkles. Again, this is more like brackets, holding up a sign, and it folds, and it'll fit right in your, there I go with my envelope. Fits right in your envelope. I'll just put it on the side here so you can see the edges around. So you can mail it to anybody you want. And on the back is your sentiment. And here's the little mice I was talking about. They are not easy to do, but you can just put it either way and mail it in the envelope. Now this last card I'm going to show you. I need my little bear. This is my little polar bear. Last year we had a stamp and stack. And so we had some cards left over, and this was one of the cards. I came across 6 of these. And I'm like, I had a little snowman here. And originally I designed this card because, well, I should show it to you this way, sorry. This is not the one, but this is designed from a sketch. And this is what a sketch is. And I gave for one of my team meetings, I gave the challenge to my my downlines to come back with a sketch with a card made up from this. So this is the card I had made, and in the I made a circle here, and I put a snowman. So I don't have to put snowman in it right now because I didn't have any snowmans built up, but I'm reusing the card this year, and this is what my downlines are getting for Christmas. This is their Christmas card. So any of them watching are going to find out now, but so I thought that was really cute. That's a little gnome, and the gnome set is on, it's called Gnome for the Holidays. That's on page 23, and oh my God, I love this. I still have to make some cards. I want to make some for my grandchildren out of this, the little gnomes. Gnomes, I'm really into gnomes this year. So I decided I would take the one last card, because I had one card left over, and I had one bear left over. I need to confess that my daughter is really the one that she's really the one that stamped the bears for me. I fussy cut them all though. She was just doing some other cards, and I said, oh, can you stamp me 6 bears? Can you do this for me? So she's such a good daughter. I live with her, so, but she loves to craft, and she's so crafty, and she's so smart. She's a librarian, but she's going to school for her master's right now. She's doing it online. She did her bachelor's online. So you just take the little bear, and you just pop him on there, and voila, the card is finished. And you know what? I did exactly what Sarah does. Oh no, I didn't. I have my card upside down. So it goes that way. So anyways, my daughter can fix cars, and she fixes her lawnmower, she fixes her snowblower, and she just looks anything up because being a librarian, she knows how to fix anything. So And my dad taught her a lot anyways. He was a mechanic on the side, so he was her little Sam, he called her, and her name is Megan. Anyways, this is the code for my December. I'm sorry it's still, you can't see it because I had to order ink, and that's coming today. Looks like everybody was out of ink for the holidays, so my code is, you go to Debby, Debby, Donovan, .stampinup.net, and if you use this code GZTEG63V, and if you spend a $50 order, actually I'll turn this back up so I can talk to you. Well, let's see if I can do it. Hi. I could do it. Just feels strange talking to you when I'm just talking to you and then you're just looking at a code. But if you spend $50, I'll give you a PDF file on all the cards that I made today. And I'll hold the code up. It's backwards for you, but if you start at the G,